Okay, bear with me while this frame is dark. I figure out that I should turn the lights on in a little bit. Um, also, bear with me through this drawing. It's like, has this woman ever seen a horse before? I don't think so. But it gets better. I remember in the moment feeling like such a weird disconnect between my hand and my eye, um, which is why I'm using charcoal. That happens sometimes. It takes a minute to warm up. I think I'm also, you know, aware that I'm filming and so being a little funny about that. But it starts to take shape in a second. I'm working from this old photograph of, um, well, in the original photograph, there's two horses. So this is like a super zoomed in, cropped section of one of the horses. It's a photo I found on like someone's Instagram like 7 years ago and took a screenshot of. And it's one of those things that has just stuck with me since then. I've made other paintings of the photo with the two horses, or just one at a time, and they're all different. I think there's something I really enjoy about this idea that like I could just keep returning to the same photo over and over again. There's other photos like that. There's an old photo of my dog from the like 1993 that I keep repainting. Another photo of like a roommate's dog from like 10 years ago that I keep returning to, and it always produces something new, especially if a lot of time has passed since attempts. Um, but yeah, I think there's something really hopeful about that idea that like I can't repeat myself. I can return to the same thing over and over again and find something new, or because I am something new at that point, the outcome is inevitably different. Um, it's like you don't have to travel very far to find something new, I guess, is what I like about it. I forgot to record the part where I sealed in the charcoal, um, but I did that and am laying down a some underpainting with acrylic, because it dries much faster than the oils that I'm going to switch to here in a little bit. But I just wanted to lay down some shapes. I'm sort of thinking about like the idea of like a quilt and a patchwork, but maybe in a way that doesn't really relate to like the actual construction of a horse, like, yeah, like a quilt that's maybe unrelated to the actual planes. Not entirely disconnected, but anyway, something like that. Sorry. Yeah, switched, moved the camera around. I'm still, it's probably going to take me a while to figure out how to do this. And also even like what I'm doing here. Um, Gosh, sorry, distracted by the cuteness of horse ears. There's this Ada Limon poem that I absolutely love. And one of the lines in it is "Ears up, girls," and I am always saying that to myself. It's part of it's one of my regular pep talks. Actually, I have the book. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on. Okay. The poem is "How to Triumph Like a Girl." I like the lady horses best. How they make it all look easy, like running 40 miles per hour is as fun as taking a nap or grass. I like their lady horse swagger after winning. Ears up, girls, ears up. But mainly, let's be honest, I like that they're ladies. As if this big, dangerous animal is also a part of me. That somewhere inside the delicate skin of my body there pumps an 8-pound female horse heart, giant with power, heavy with blood. Don't you want to believe it? Don't you want to lift my shirt and see the huge beating genius machine that thinks? No, it knows it's going to come in first. Ada Limon. She's so good. I fear I didn't do that poem justice in the way that I read it, but um, I'm gonna just have to live with what I've done. Um, in the way that I'm gonna just live with whatever comes out here now. I guess what I was saying earlier was like, I'm not even entirely sure what I'm doing here beyond making paintings, right? That's just a thing I was already doing. But I've had this urge to do this thing that I'm doing now, which is to chat, yap, call it what you want, over these videos. And it's an urge I have ignored for some time because I have the obvious thought, which is like, who cares? Or who wants to listen to this? But I think the the discomfort of a a curiosity unfulfilled, um, or like the path not taken, is getting bigger. So here we are. And I think also things like the end of a relationship are such ripe portals for um, endeavors such as these. Meaning, endeavors in which I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing or where I'm going or why I'm doing it, but I'm like going for it anyway. Um, sorry, my eyes landed on, well, okay, I'll just say this. I started a poem the other day and there's only a couple of lines. It goes like this. She is downloading the power of now. She is flipping through man's search for meaning. Uh, and I'm thinking of that only because I saw my copy of Man's Search for Meaning, which honestly, I'm revealing too much. I'm going to get back to the painting. Here's where it sort of starts to get like, I'm going to call this the whatever part in the story where shit goes awry, where I'm like, this is not it. I do not like this. I'm not happy with what's happening. The neck looks really weird and bulbous. I don't think the lavender should really be there. I realized I've drawn the shape in a way that I don't like. So I'm in this moment feeling like yuck. Okay, here I've resolved the drawing a little bit and I'm moving on to like some more things in the background. Sometimes it's better to just like, if you don't know what you're doing, move to a different section and then come back. Yeah, so I guess it starts to get better. I love how I've put so much linseed oil in the brown tones I used in the background that they're starting to drip. And I really like the effect that that has on the canvas panel. I guess I like the idea that these might be like these transmissions from my studio. And like in the way that, you know, like I'm sending it out and I don't know where it's going to land. And I think I find that notion a little romantic. Like, I don't know, maybe the moon is listening. I moved that little painting in the background uh, because I had wanted to draw some inspiration from the palette. And you can't really tell in the shot, but I kind of like how like soupy it is. And I'm wanting to paint like that in oils. I'm still, I guess, relatively new to oils, I guess. Yeah, that's fair to say. I've painted in acrylic most of my life. These little yellow highlights I'm adding to the ears made me very happy. And um, again, just this love of horse ears. Um, Along with these like little highlight marks that aren't they're more like it's almost like an annotation of a highlight or something. Uh, a nod to a highlight, and it feels, I don't know. At the end of this, I realized I was like, oh, am I just recreating like an old Lisa Frank vibe with this painting? Am I this close to painting unicorns? I don't know. You tell me.